Well, hello there. How are you folks doing today? Well, I'm very happy to be joining you here in our little office in Open Face Fellowship, formerly Restoration Ministries. This is Brother Howard Williams, and you're saying, is that Howard? Yes, it is. Maybe a new look, but it is Brother Howard. My purpose for the video today is to inform you about some projects that we have going, and there's a reason for it. A few months ago, I had a sister visiting from the United States, and I took her to the campsite, and we were doing a tour of the camp. And as I was touring, and she was seeing the things that were going on, she was very impressed. And she said, Brother Howard, I'm sure that most of the people that are associated with you, that follows you around the world, have no clue as to what goes on here in Jamaica. And she said, here's an idea. Why don't you just make a little video? And you can probably, put this on Facebook, and just so the people can have an idea what is going on, and that they're able to know and feel with whatever is happening with the ministry here in Jamaica. Now, I thought of the idea as a good idea, but then I think, there are things that sometimes you do when people get a wrong impression. And something I want to say, when we started this ministry back in the 90s, there was something that we had decided never to do, and that was to beg or ask for donations. Now, yes, we do have a ministry, and this is the printing section of the office, but it was all done based on God's providence. Now, here's our motto here at Open Face: God's work done in God's way will never lack God's support. And guess what? We are a testimony to that fact. So, we have had people that have supported projects, but these projects were because they were aware of it. Now, it's a hard thing, but I finally consented that maybe it's a good idea. So that's why we're actually doing this video. In fact, a few months before that, I was in Washington, in the Washington D.C. area, and the guys that we were meeting with asked me about what were the current projects that we had, and that was kind of a surprise, that somebody said, what's the current projects you're working on? We never ever get questions like that. Nevertheless, I was happy to tell them what we were doing, and they were happy to hear, and at least it helps them to decide whether or not they want to help with a project here or there. So this is why we're doing this. And in fact, I do have the footage here, and I'm just doing this intro to actually get the video together. So I'll come back at the end, and we'll see you. All right? Take care. All right, folks. We'll start with the road, because that's the main. That's the only way to get to the camp. It's this road here that we have had to do a lot of work on. It has to be debushed, but the road surface itself has to be constantly repaired and fixed, because we have rain that sometimes damages the surface, and this is the main thoroughfare for cars and all those who are coming to the camp. This is the road that they use. We're in a 4x4 right now, so it's not a big issue for us, but for those with smaller vehicles, it can become a challenge. So that's what it looks like. We are almost at the camp. Well, in fact, we're at the camp after maybe half a mile of driving. So this is where we're at, the campsite. As we enter the camp, what you're looking at right there is the cabin, a wooden cabin that where we have our visitors, mainly overseas visitors, staying, and that's the camp building. This building is 2 stories, upper and lower floor. We have concreted this side that is towards the cabin, and so it's easier in the rain for walking and you know traversing back and forth to the building. We're going to take a tour of the building, beginning with the upstairs, the chapel area. This is the chapel area. As you can see, we have chairs, and we have, that's Open Face Fellowship, or new name. But as you can see, we have the flooring is in. It's all tiled. The walls are finished, painted. We have had windows, so the windows are in. So it's pretty nice on the inside. The next for repair, the next place to concentrate on is the ceiling. The roof is in, so what we need to do is concentrate on putting in a ceiling. In fact, this goes all the way across to the dorms to the back, which is where we'll be heading next. Back on the outside, as you can see, we passed these walls. These walls are unfinished, but I'll talk about that later. Those 2 tanks are what we use for gravity feed from a much larger tank, which is underneath the dorms. This is the back of the building, and the first dorm is the men's dorm. As you can see, the floor is also tiled and finished. The walls are finished, windows are in, and these are mattresses and foam sponge that were used for bedding at our last camp meeting. Also, if you look up, what we're planning to do is to make an attic for both dorms. Use the upper part of both dorms for the attic. This is the ladies' dorm, which is basically the same size and the same kind of arrangement was used for the ladies as well last year. We hope that we'll eventually get some bunk beds for this area, and so we can put the attic in, and things can be that can be used for storage, and things can be much smoother there. This is the outside. There's still some things, cleaning that needs to be done. This is where we had to rush to get things finished last camp, so we still have some things there in place that needs to be cleaned out. And this is the other side of the chapel I was telling you about that needs to be concreted. Right now it is just stones, and it was recently debushed, so it's not looking so badly. But this also is what we need to look at this from the front. This is another entrance to the chapel from the other side. So there are 2 side entrances to the chapel. We're on the other side. That has been concreted and leveled, and it's really nice. And what we have is a tank. It's a huge water storage tank that starts there all the way down under this step, all the way down. These are the drain pipes coming off the wall for the overflow, and this is where the water comes out. But we have a lot of water under here, like maybe 30,000 gallons or more. So we have a lot of water. On this side we have the toilets and showers. We'll take a look inside, but we'll go around to the front right now. This is the front of the building, looking out to the road. There's an entrance here. In fact, 2 years ago, this is where we had our camp meeting, right in this lunch area that we're going to be going into right now. Yeah, so this is the lunch room right now, or the dining room, if you prefer. If you remember Restoration Ministries camp meeting 2 years ago, this is where it took place, right in this room. We have divided this room though and put in a small kitchen, serving window there, but we have put in a small kitchen and that's where all the food came from at the last camp meeting. So we have put in some makeshift cupboards. We did our best to get things done. We have a sink, we have a stove in there, and this is just an unfinished some dry walls that Brother Arton came in and helped us to do the partition and put things in place. So this is what it looks like at the kitchen. Back on the outside, we've gone around to the shower, the toilet area, and if you notice, there's a passage that goes all the way through to the dining area, and there's a door that separates the two. So we'll close this door, which we normally do during lunch. And in this area are the bathrooms. The male and female section both has 2 toilets and 2 shower stalls. And also these walls have been finished and painted. The floor itself has been tiled as well. So both sides, both the male and female, has their shower stalls and their toilets. Now on the outside, if you notice, as I mentioned earlier, the outside is rough, and this is the front of the building. We just saw the side, but it's rough. The blocks needs to be covered, rough cast, and then rendered or smoothed out for painting. We intend to put a baptismal pool right here at the front, but that's still in the future. And this is the front view of the side that we need to concrete. So that's what it looks like, and that's what the unfinished walls looks like. All right, so there you have it, and that's what the camp really looks like at the moment. We're intending to show you some other projects. This is a bus we bought. It's a 29-seater. It's a Mitsubishi, and we're doing some work on the body right now. It needs to be cleaned. We bought it without an engine. We tried to get some parts together and put together one that should work fine, but we'll see how far that goes. Maybe it's best if we get a spare to be safe. But right now we're doing some body work on it. We hope to get it repainted and have it ready for working in the vineyard to bring the church to work. This is our office area. This is where the secretary sits. This is the bookshelf where supplies are stored, and we're just going to go into the print room because I want to show you. This is the area we had some offset printing presses for a couple of years. We have sold those and we have replaced them with these digital copy machines, which are, well, our digital printers if you prefer. These are some this is a Canon Image Runner. It's a 9075. It's a 4-color machine, and if you've been receiving our newsletter, this is what has been printing our newsletter, or colored newsletter, for the last couple of issues. We also have another Image Runner. This is a black and white machine, which should be doing the bulk of the work. It's an 8295. So that is basically what things looks like, the projects that we have working on. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's the little snippets of different things we are dealing with at the moment, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope at least you're getting an idea as to where we are and what we're doing. May the Lord bless you richly, and remember, stay close to Him because He loves you. God bless. Bye-bye.